Hey, if you're looking for the Health, Life, and More for Women podcast, don't worry, you are in the right place. Maybe you missed last week's bonus episode where I shared with you the podcast is the same, but the name is not. You are in the right place. I can't wait to dive in. You know why? It's season 4. Let's go. Welcome to the Intuitive Eating Mama podcast. I'm your host, Jennifer D'Amato. I am an intuitive eating counselor and I'm also a mom to 4. This podcast is not just for mamas, it's for all women who are ready to ditch diets, ditch the scale and food guilt forever, and instead invite peace with food, increase their body trust, and confidence in all of her choices. I believe this show is going to shed some light on sneaky ways diet culture has infiltrated your thoughts, your family, and your well-being. No matter the episode, I want you to walk away feeling informed, inspired, and encouraged. So whether you're taking a walk, washing the dishes, or carting kids around, let's dive into the latest episode on the Intuitive Eating Mama podcast. And just like that, it's season 4. It's episode 150. Same podcast, new name, same host. The Intuitive Eating Mama is me, Jennifer D'Amato, and I'm so excited to have you here. Now, I know tuning in right now, there could be brand new listeners, but I also know that there's so many of you who've been listening for so long. All of you, I love you. I'm so excited. I really am completely in celebration mode, like balloon celebration mode. Like, yes, I think season 4, episode 150 required just a whole other level of celebration. I am so glad you're here. I do want to dive into a very, very important topic to me, and we're going to talk about wellness culture because I actually believe it's like this subset of diet culture, which is why the title of this episode is wellness culture a wolf in sheep's clothing? I don't know what kind of imagery that gives you, but of course, I'm having like Little Red Riding Hood vibe. I am, and I realize that in that particular nursery rhyme story, all of that, that the wolf was dressed like grandma's house, right? Like grandma, not as a sheep. But I thought about that whole deception, the looking like someone you trust, but really it's a wolf. It's dangerous. It's out to harm you. And that's kind of the imagery I have in my head right now. I think about a sheep. I happen to have this like mini farm across the street from our neighborhood, and they have like some sheep and goats and like these cute fluffy animals. Like you just want to pet them, take them home with you, and you think this is a good idea. It's not for me. I am not a farm person. But the sheep, like they're just cute and fluffy. And that wolf disguises itself to be amongst the sheep. And sometimes we don't recognize what's right in front of us. Talk about going into a brand new season, just boom. I said last week in that bonus episode, there would be like this skyrocket thing that happens with season 4. And I feel like, yes, that's where we are. All right, let's talk more about this idea of wellness culture being a wolf in sheep's clothing then. I mean, the term wellness culture sounds good, right? We all want to be well. Like the idea of that on its surface sounds good. Now, when I talk about wellness culture, I want to be clear that it's not limited to focusing on weight, body, fat, food. Wellness culture, of course, talks about, your skin, your hair, your nails, your sex life, and so many other things. But all of it can be extremely toxic and based on misinformation. And let's just say it at times, complete lies. Like nothing about it is true. No research, just people speaking words with nothing to back it up. I think wellness culture thrives off the belief that you can't trust your body. You can't trust your body to work the way it's supposed to. You need a cleanse. You need to detoxify your body. I just imagine, like, what must be in my body that I need to constantly be purging it? It has this general sense of wanting you to believe that your body doesn't work properly without these interventions. And interventions, like, that's going to be the fancy word really for products you don't need. Wellness culture is responsible for this belief that you don't have kidneys, a functioning liver, that somehow your body is like riddled with inflammation and you need to change what you're eating, how you're eating, or do things like drink celery juice. Oh my gosh, could there be anything worse out there? Now, listen, if you have body autonomy, you have 100% body autonomy. And if you're listening to this and you're like, I love celery juice, drink celery juice. But let's not deceive ourselves, like wellness culture wants to, that by drinking celery juice, you are healing your body. You might like the taste. Okay. I'm going to say, listen, if y'all like celery, eat the dang celery. Like, think about that crisp and the crunch, the fibrous content you're getting from celery. Heck, girl, put it together with like a nut butter. You will probably be satisfied for quite some time. But no, wellness culture has people believing they need a cleanse. You must cleanse your body. My body does not need cleansing. It's amazing what my internal organs can do for me. Wellness culture is responsible for that term, clean eating. Now, I've said this before on the podcast, it's made up. Now, if you use a product, a baking soda based, product that cleans off vegetables that you'd be, peeling the skin, cutting the skin, eating the skin, great. Like, you want to make sure you've cleansed the food before you eat it. I have a friend who literally rinses the chicken before she cuts it up. Like, more power to you. But the term clean eating, this idea of ranking food good and bad, this idea that there are certain foods better than others, this idea that you are somehow holier than thou by eating a certain way is dangerous. And I think in a lot of ways, wellness culture is more dangerous than diet culture because of this fear that is invoked if I don't eat clean, if I don't cleanse my body of all these toxins, if I don't reduce all this inflammation, if I don't work on my, gut health. That's the newest, greatest wellness culture tactic. Is everyone has gut health issues. Now, if you actually go read research on digestive issues, do you want to know what they're linked to? I wish I had a drum roll on this podcast. It's linked to dieting. It's linked to that restriction. It's linked to years of the yo-yo dieting and the weight loss and the weight gain and the weight regain and the weight loss and that is what it's linked to. So many gut issues can be attributed to years of dieting. But wellness culture teaches us no, that you just develop these by not eating the right foods and that now you need to cleanse your system. Now, let me tell you a great cleanser. You want the best cleanser? Incorporate fiber. It's wonderful. You want to add to that? Drink some water. These are my top tips here, y'all. You don't need to buy that fancy cleanse. You don't need to buy what wellness culture is selling you. drink water. It's great. It flushes through your system. And incorporate fiber in the foods that you eat. And I would say a lot of people benefit from adding a fiber supplement. Now, that's the kind of thing you need to check with your doctor about. I am not here giving you medical advice. I am just observing that in our daily eating, we might not be getting enough fiber, and fiber is wonderful for doing what your body does, which is cleansing itself. Now, the last point about wellness culture, this sneaky, sneaky wellness culture, I attribute the air quotes here lifestyle change. This is not a diet, it's a lifestyle. I think macro counting, which is very often promoted as a lifestyle, P.S., it's not sustainable, not a lifestyle. And who the heck wants to track their food the rest of their life? Oh my goodness. I believe these components, the it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle, this just macro counting and MyFitnessPal and all of this is the sneaky part. This is wellness culture. Let me tell you, wellness culture is diet culture. It might look prettier. It might sound less offensive, but it is all the same. There is still restriction. Take a moment and observe wellness culture. It's still telling you the same things that diet culture is preaching. Restrict, lose weight, be thin, have clear skin, don't have wrinkles, don't have a blemish, don't have a bump, don't have a stretch mark. Oh my goodness. Wellness culture is diet culture packaged up with a pretty bow. What's that saying about, you can put lipstick on a pig? It's still a pig. I think that's what we're talking about here. You can package it up whatever way you want. But if it makes me feel worse about myself, if it is harmful, if it is based on misinformation, absolute bogus lies, selling products your body doesn't need, this is all diet culture packaged up and called wellness culture. You can be well without buying into diet culture or any of this wellness culture nonsense. You can. You can be well when you actually take the time to define for yourself, what does it mean to be well? The term I use, within my practice with my clients is really having them define positive well-being and define what health is for them. Because you've spent years, I'm talking 20 plus years. On most occasions, I have rarely met a woman yet who it has not been in those double digits, where someone else, whether it's a society at large or family, their surroundings, their environment, has defined what it is to be healthy, what it is to be well. What if you wipe the slate clean, you take a piece of paper and pencil. All right, you can grab a pen. I'm just a pencil girl. And write down, what does it mean to be well for you? What does it mean to be healthy? That if you wrote down, I am healthy because, and list out the things, you have autonomy. Again, if you want to drink celery juice because you just freaking love it, rock on. However, if we look at why we're doing these things that are bred from diet culture, wellness culture, because we believe there's something innately wrong with our body, with us, that we've been told if you eat this, your body will be healed. That is a lie that needs to stop now. There is no conclusive evidence showing any food healing anything. What if you defined health? What if you defined wellness for yourself? I'm curious what would come up on that. Would it be that you incorporate, some movement in your life? Would it be you drink water and just to stay hydrated? Would it be you get enough sleep? You interact with friends and laugh. Oh my goodness, laughter. Is it that you have a balanced sense of food in your life? You don't judge yourself and experience food guilt for what you eat. What does it mean to be healthy and well? I think this is a great exercise, and I'm actually inviting you to take a moment and try it. Grab that paper pencil. Paper pencil? Grab something. If y'all are just more advanced than me and you want to type it out, there is never judgment for that. I'm so old school. But write it out. How do you define health and wellness for yourself? I'm curious what you came up with. What speaks to you? And it's possible you're like, I don't know. That is a clear answer that maybe something else has been defining it and you're just not sure. Maybe you're confused because you've been given misinformation and you're not even sure what is correct anymore. I hear that all the time from my clients. I don't even know anymore, Jen. I don't know what to eat, what's right, what's best for my body, because they've been hearing so much information, most of it contradicting itself, and it just leaves them struggling to define health. So we do work on that. We do dive deep into defining that. It's amazing when they have that ownership and empowerment of what health is. And it's almost all the time the most balanced, peaceful, like inviting definition. I love it. I hope you try this exercise. If you feel stuck, if you happen to feel like completely lost with it, that could be I might need to talk to someone about this signal. I might need to explore this further. I might want some help healing my relationship with food, my relationship with my body. I want to heal what diet culture, wellness culture has done to me. This is an amazing opportunity to step into working with me. I'm only opening up a couple of spots for the end of 2022. There's a lot going on. My group coaching is running right now. I do have private clients, but you might want to grab one of those last couple of spots. I will open up group coaching. I've been getting that question like, when is it opening again? I promise you, it will open for the new year in 2023 again with a brand new group. Don't worry. If you listen to the podcast, if you are subscribed, you will hear all about it. I promise you. But for now, if you've tried this exercise and you're just like, I'm really stuck, you can head into the show notes wherever you're listening, book a call, just grab a spot on my calendar, fill out the application, and we'll chat. All right. I hope that this first episode of season 4 brought it. I put on my best here. I'm fired up. I'm so excited for what's to come. And I loved sharing this with you, even if all it did was give you something to think about. Oh, sometimes that's the best thing when we just sit there and go, what do I think about this? Oh, I love that. All right. I can't wait to come back week after week and share something new with you. Here's to season 4 of the Intuitive Eating Mama podcast. Have you ever just found yourself saying, I wish I had a better body image? Like, I just wish I felt better in the body that I'm in. Well, I got you. I have this amazing 5-day challenge to have a better body image. And guess what? I can send it to you right through email starting today. Other women just like you who've joined me for this event have given me amazing feedback saying, I never thought of this. I've never used this technique. This strategy, this tool that you've given me has been so helpful. Well, I want you to have that experience as well. So head into the show notes wherever you're listening and click Build a Better Body Image event. I'll send you that first email as soon as you sign up. If you want to, you can head to my website, www.healthcoachforlife.com/better body image. I can't wait for you to join this event, and I can't wait for you to improve your relationship with your body. All right, let's go.